Rocket Richard probably was the greatest skater from the blue line in. He would come in on a goalie, gathering speed, and he was just scary looking.
A goalie's nightmare. He charged the cage, black hair wild, body strong, and eyes aglow. He drank from the Stanley Cup 8 times, scored 50 goals in as many games, and 544 in 18 years.
Bombastic. And the Rocket was and played with enormous force. He was the most galvanic player in the history of the game.
Charlie Rayner was a goaltender, played for the New York Rangers. Told me a story one time how they played a game in Montreal. The game's out of sight. Canadians are leading 5-1, 6-1, something like that. And the net is wide open, and Rocket scored a goal, and he said he fired that thing at that net like he was going to put it through the net and out onto the street. And he said, I said to him, Maurice, what are you doing? He said, Charlie, I just want to score the goals.
Everyone says it's maniacal.
He scores his 500th goal. The season ended, leaving the...
Rocket did not just score goals. He reset what scoring meant in the National Hockey League. In 1944 to 1945, he became the first player to score 50 goals, and he did it in 50 games. That was not a streak, it was a standard. Night after night, he delivered. Defenders backed off because one mistake became a breakaway and a shot before anyone could recover. He later became the first to reach 500 career goals, so good that people named the trophy after him. Now, NHL legends explain why he truly was a monster. Wayne Gretzky rarely praised anyone unless it revealed a truth. When he looked back at the scorers who shaped his imagination, Rocket was the benchmark. The Great One has said that as a kid, seeing Rocket reach 500 goals felt like a mountain, the number that defined greatness. That matters because he understood numbers better than anyone, yet he still pointed to Rocket as the line every scorer had to chase. In Rocket's era, goalies wore less protection, defenders could hold you up, and space disappeared the moment you crossed the blue line, the strip that marks the attacking zone. Yet Rocket kept arriving in the danger area in front of the net, with time cut in half and bodies leaning on him, and he still finished. The message is simple. Before modern scoring spikes, there was one standard that made every future scorer dream bigger. If the greatest scorer calls you the benchmark, it is not nostalgia, it is proof. That is why legends talk about him with a different tone. Not just skill, but inevitability. You could plan for him, but he would break the plan anyway. Sid Abel played in the same Original Six world and later coached at the highest level. He understood how hard it was to slow a great scorer when the game got heavy and the ice got crowded. When he was asked if Rocket could be stopped, Abel answered with a dark kind of honesty. Yes, with a gun. The line is sharp, but the meaning is simple. Normal solutions did not work. You could shadow him, you could lean on him, you could try to win every battle before the puck arrived. He still found the gap, still took the hard lane, still got the shot off before your stick arrived. In that era, defenders were allowed to do more, not less, and Rocket still pushed through. Abel's sentence became famous because it captured the helpless feeling of facing Rocket. Not respect from a distance, but defeat up close. That is what a monster does. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss our other exciting videos, and help this video reach more hockey fans. Your support truly means a lot to us. Thank you very much. Frank Selke built champions in Montreal. He was not impressed by noise and he did not sell stories for attention. Yet when he described Rocket, he reached for an image that tells you what opponents felt. Selke said Rocket's eyes gleamed like headlights, and he called him terrifying. That is not a compliment about style. It is a description of danger arriving at full speed. Selke understood what made Rocket different. You could not negotiate with his pace. You could not push him to the outside and relax. He kept coming back to the same high-value ice in front of the net, where a single touch turns into a goal. If you tried to take the body, he slipped past. If you tried to take the puck, he shot before you could. This is what the legends mean when they say monster. It is the feeling that the threat does not fade. It only gets closer, and then it is too late. When a goalie tells you a scorer was terrifying, that is different from a fan saying it. Glenn Hall faced the best shooters of his era, and he still described Rocket with a word goalies rarely use: terrifying. Hall said what he remembered most were Rocket's eyes. They did not look calm. They flickered, almost like a pinball machine, as if every option was being chosen at once. For a goalie, that is the nightmare. You read the stick, the shoulders, the hips, and you try to guess what comes next. Rocket made those reads feel useless because he could shoot forehand or backhand without a tell, and he could release the puck before you set your feet. One moment you think you have the angle. The next moment, the puck is already past you, low and quick, with traffic blocking your view. Hall's point was not poetry. It was a warning from the crease. Rocket did not only beat defenders, he beat the one person paid to stop goals, and he did it with speed, deception, and intent. In a NationalHockeyLeague.com column published on March 17, 2025, Scotty Bowman said that, as a player, no one could compare to Rocket. He did not frame it as admiration alone. He framed it as a warning. Rocket could score in ways that arrived before a defender finished the stick check, and that is why the game felt out of control when he hit top speed. Bowman pointed to the unexpected part of Rocket's arsenal, his terrific backhand. A backhand is a shot released off the backside of the blade, often from a tighter body position, and it can leave a goalie guessing. When the goalie set for a forehand, Rocket could slide the puck to his backhand and finish in one motion, with no extra touch to give the defense time. Bowman also described Rocket as impulsive, meaning he attacked the middle the moment he sensed a gap. He did not wait on the outside for a perfect lane. He forced defenders to turn, then beat them to the high danger space in front of the net where goals are actually scored. That is why people remember him as more than a scorer. He was a problem that kept coming and kept solving you, again and again. Renaud Lavoie, one of the best-known hockey reporters in Canada, once said, "Sidney Crosby has a little bit of Rocket in him because he always goes in and he is never scared." That line matters because it explains Rocket in one simple idea. He did not wait for a perfect chance. He chose the hardest ice, the few feet in front of the net where defenders lean, sticks hook, and the goalie often sees nothing. Many scorers hunt for a clean lane. Rocket created one by going through people, then finishing before the second wave arrived. It was pressure, persistence, and a refusal to ask permission. That is why his name still gets used to describe modern greatness. Not because the era was the same, but because the decision is the same. Go in, take contact, stay on your feet, and make the play anyway. When you watch today's stars battle for space, you are still watching his spirit. Just in a new jersey. Rocket's most famous playoff moment did not happen in an easy win. It happened on April 8, 1952, in Game 7 of the Stanley Cup semifinals at the Montreal Forum. With the series and the season balanced on one edge, Boston had pushed the matchup to the limit, and everyone in the building felt that the next mistake could end everything. Midway through the second period, the game was tied 1-1 when Rocket split the Boston defense and collided hard with Boston forward Leo Labine. He went down, took a cut above his left eye, and needed stitches. For a while it looked impossible that he would return. He later said his legs felt fine, but his head was dizzy, and he did not even know the score when he made his way back to the bench. Coach Dick Irvin tried to keep him off the ice, but Rocket insisted. Even sitting on the bench, he lifted his teammates, and the crowd believed again. From the press box, former linemate Toe Blake leaned toward a reporter and made a prediction that sounded reckless in that moment. He said to watch, Rocket would get one in the last 5 minutes. Blake knew that when Rocket took a shift, the rink changed, and the Bruins started backing up before the puck arrived there. The third period stayed tight, and the clock drained toward that promise. With less than 4 minutes left, Montreal defenseman Butch Bouchard grabbed the puck and spotted Rocket near the blue line, the line that marks the attacking zone. The pass slipped through traffic, and Rocket hit top gear. Boston defenseman Bill Quackenbush, a future Hockey Hall of Fame player, raced back and angled him toward the right corner. Quackenbush later explained that he was out of his usual side and believed Rocket was too far from the net to do damage. He thought the danger had been guided away. That is where Rocket turned the corner, literally. He made one quick cut to his left and came out of the corner with the puck still under control. Quackenbush believed he had him closed off, but Rocket escaped the angle. Boston's other defenseman was a rookie, and for one heartbeat the lane did not get sealed. That was all Rocket needed. Bruins goaltender Jim Henry hugged his left post, expecting a play from behind the net, the kind where a skater tries to tuck the puck in at the near side. But Rocket was a left shot playing right wing, which meant the puck stayed closer to the net as he drove. He pulled the goalie toward the post, then slipped to the far side and released a low shot from a near impossible angle. Henry later said that one moment he was facing Rocket, and the next moment Rocket had gone by and the puck was in. The building understood what it had just seen. The roar kept going because it was not only a goal, it was an answer. Irvin later tried to explain it simply, saying Rocket added an extra flourish to everything. In one sequence, you get the full reason legends call him a monster. Even when he was hurt, even when the defense thought it had the right play, he still found the only path that mattered, and he finished. At the end of every season, the National Hockey League honors the player who scores the most goals. That award carries Rocket's name, because his standard is still the standard. He was the first to score 50 goals in a season, the first to reach 500 career goals, and the first to make goal scoring feel like a force of nature instead of a lucky bounce. He was so good that people named the trophy after him, but the real legacy is bigger than a plaque. It is the way the sport measures fear. You can hear it in the voices that described him. A coach who could not keep him on the bench, a goaltender who called him terrifying, a builder of champions who said his eyes looked like headlights, a rival who joked that you needed a weapon to stop him. Those are different lives, different roles, and the same conclusion. Rocket was a monster because he made defenders play scared, then made them chase, then made them pay. That is why the story still feels alive. And that is why the league still carries his name every time it crowns a goal scorer. Now tell me this: which modern star carries the most Rocket spirit today?